So I thought, favorite holiday gift guide, let's get into it. Valentine's Day is my favorite holiday, and it has been since I was a little girl. I absolutely love gift giving. You guys really liked my Christmas gift guide video that I made, so I thought, favorite holiday gift guide, let's get into it. For me personally, Valentine's Day has never been about a significant other, like ever. I'm 30 years old, it's never been about a significant other. When I was little, that was just not even something that crossed my mind that it was for that. Me and my mom and my sister were always just each other's Valentines. I think the majority of the list I tried to cater to anybody and everybody. So friend, sister, girlfriend, boyfriend, partner. I think when it comes to handmade and thrifted gifts, you can't really go wrong. Some of these gifts I would love to receive myself. I think this video would be a good video to share with your significant other if these are some gifts that you want. Same with the last gift guide. I'm gonna have all of the gifts listed in the description in the order that I talk about them, with any links of tutorials that I can find or supplies that I can find to aid you in this crafting process. It's gonna be a mix, a pretty even mix of handmade and thrifted. Worth noting as well, if you are not a crafty person or some of these gifts feel out of your wheelhouse as far as skill goes, a lot of these can be found on Etsy. Starting off with the gift that kind of sparked this idea to make this video in the first place, these leather-bound journals, handmade cross-stitched journals. I do think cross-stitching is such a low barrier to entry as far as like fiber art goes, and specifically cross-stitching such a simple pattern or a simple design on a really durable material like leather. I find those at the thrift store all of the time. eBay is another great place to look, but I feel like a nice like burgundy leather bound journal, all you need is a nice grid pattern, which they're all over Pinterest, but I also will link down below the website where you can browse literally just grid patterns for cross stitching. They have an incredible library of grid designs for stuff like this. You essentially just pre-puncture the leather and you cross stitch through it. It's super simple and I feel like it's really effective and it looks very expensive. Lighter cases. I spoke about thrifting lighter cases before and some beaded lighter cases. I've been obsessed with the chainmail lately. The more time consuming the craft is, I feel like the more meaningful it is. And for a Valentine's gift, like such a labor of love, I feel like a lighter case is such a good entry into chainmail. Chainmail, lighter case, chainmail keychain, a nice little chainmail trinket in general I think would be so cute. A thrifted film camera. Film cameras, point and shoot film cameras are a dime a dozen at the thrift store. I feel like there's something sentimental and romantic about a film camera. I feel like it can really be built off of too, like a film camera and a trip, like how sweet and cute. You can add handmade elements to it, whether it's a camera strap or a camera bag of some kind, whether it's sewn or crocheted, a lot of things that you can add to it. I love an embellished tie, whether there's pearls added or just like a mixed, you can do embroidery, you could add other fabrics. I just think a personalized tie is such a fun gift. You could make it super simple. You could go very avant-garde with it. If you're gifting to somebody that's a little less eccentric, a bolo tie, I recently made one for Christmas and it was so much easier than I thought. You can buy bolo tie kits and you can add any stones, or I did like an embroidery piece on it. A bolo tie is such a fun piece to have that is definitely useful, but it's not so useful that it's kind of a boring gift. Moving on to the next, in a similar vein as the lighter case, a lighter, and this would be a good dual gift, but a personalized lighter. I think you could Mod Podge a personalized lighter. I know that you can order them like on Bic, but sticking to like the handmade, secondhand, thrifted element. Vintage lighters are so chic, so cool. And then along those same lines, like personalized matches, putting like a picture of you and your partner or a picture of you. You can go really artistic, you can go more personal and sentimental. Vintage Valentine's Day cards. They are so cute. They are a dime a dozen. You can find them by the lot on Marketplace. You can find them on eBay. Hit up your local estate sales. Estatesales.net is a great resource for those. But there are always boxes in the basement of vintage cards, vintage Valentine's cards. It adds such a nice touch, such a cute asset to the gift, and it's something that they will truly cherish and hold on to. If you're gifting to somebody that's like a junk journaler or trash journaler, I feel like can't go wrong with a vintage Valentine. Foil embellishing. I've been seeing this everywhere. It seems so feasible. It's so doable. You just need a few materials. Depending on who you're gifting it for, I think a foil embellished bookmark is really cute. I think the foil embellished frames are so cute, and it could be so romantic and it could be so platonic. You can take it so many directions, but I've seen gorgeous frames done with this embellishing, and it looks really nice. Like, it's one of those handmade gifts that looks really elegant. I've seen the foil embellishing done in so many tasteful ways, as even just like a wall art piece, or like I said, a frame, a magnet for the fridge. I don't know why, but that foil embellishing is just so romantic to me. I don't know if it's the design, it's kind of like Victorian-esque. Speaking of bookmarks, I think books are such an underrated gift. We actually had some of our family members gave books to everybody, and it was like so catered to each person and what they like, and it was just like so sweet and thoughtful. It's like such a simple gesture, but like very powerful in the sense of like you just feel really seen and heard when gifted a book that you've either talked about wanting to read, or in a genre that you really love, or even if it's just a recommendation that you really think the other person would like this book. Thrifting a really good book I think is a great idea for Valentine's Day. You can put the Valentine card in the book. Like, there's just a lot you can do as far as like the wrapping of it goes. And along with that, if you wanted to add a handmade element, of course, like a bookmark of some kind, the foil embellished bookmark would be so cute. I've seen really cute beaded bookmarks. I think doing like a book case would be a really nice touch, whether it's like a quilted, hand sewn. If you have people in your life that use an e-reader, I feel like an e-reader sleeve, I need one of those so bad. If you're hand making it, you get to kind of cater it to that person, which is where the fun part lies. Speaking of fiber art though, filet crochet, I had to mention this. This one takes a little bit of skill and a lot of time, but I could not make this video without mentioning filet crochet. I've been so fascinated and fixated by people's filet crochet projects. The coolest style of crochet in my opinion. It would be a labor of love, absolutely, but I think you could make a small piece. I mean, I really want to do it. I'm definitely going to start small, maybe like a little doily, but it would be so incredible to make like a tapestry. I think it would make a gorgeous bookmark. Moving on to a strictly thrifted gift, a vanity set. So cute, so romantic, so Valentine's Day. I've seen the most gorgeous combs with special cases. I've seen recently in my vintage shop, I had a really nice mirror and brush set. They're so beautiful. They're very like ornate, very Victorian. I actually got mine at an estate sale for a really affordable price. I think it was like less than $20 for the pair. It was like a mirror and a brush. You can definitely find them for a good price, and I think that you could really build off of that gift. So I've been seeing a lot of those vintage potted lip products, which I think that you could definitely like repot your own. I did that with a lotion for my partner, just like the most gorgeous vintage Avon jar, and I cleaned it out and put new product in it. Coffee table books. You cannot go wrong with gifting a good coffee table book. I got one for my birthday that I still find so thoughtful and so sweet. It's such a personalizable gift. At least in my experience, a lot of the people in my life have hyperfixations of some kind, or they go down rabbit holes of something that they're really interested in for a while. And I think getting someone a coffee table book about that interest, if you're wanting to source a good like vintage, highly recommend the Goodwill bins. The books there, you pay by the pound. They're like 50 cents a pound, so they're really affordable. All of my best coffee table books I have gotten from the Goodwill bins. But yeah, I found like incredible gardening books, like vintage, really cool, beautiful pictures. I've found really, really cool vintage interior design books. So if you have somebody that likes interior design, the list goes on. If you have somebody that's into music, fishing, like whatever their special interest, the more niche, the better. I feel like it's a pretty wide range as far as the level of gift giving, the amount that people want to spend. So for those that are wanting something a little more subtle, I feel like something as simple as a homemade dinner and a homemade dessert could be the perfect gift. And I think too, these can be like pre-made, packaged, and wrapped as a gift as well. Homemade pasta, I feel like you can make this so on theme and so cute for the occasion. I saw these like heart pastas, whether you're actually literally making dinner for your partner or you're just gifting them a bag of homemade pasta, I feel like that's a really nice gift, as well as cakes. I love gifting cakes. I love baking. I love decorating cakes. I love personalizing it to the person. I think it's really sweet. It doesn't take up any space. You eat it, it's gone. For your minimalists, I find baking to be a really nice option because I can still show how much I care and how much time I want to put into gifting them something special while also making it very personal to them and not taking up any space because you eat it and it's gone. A pack of like themed Valentine's Day cookies. I've seen these gorgeous cookies I've been dying to make them. These lace embellished sugar cookies. In a similar vein, this is something I do a lot for a lot of different occasions, Christmas, birthdays. Over the years, I've become a chocolatier. Hand making a chocolate bar of some kind, whether it's like their favorite chocolate bar. This really hits home to people with dietary restrictions or allergies or vegans or whatever, which isn't everybody, but I think this can be done in a way that's received really well for most people, especially when you get to design the wrapper. You can really get personal with it. Circling back to the photograph, I feel like photographs, whether that's like a photo album of some kind or like a framed picture or something, I feel like is a lot of people's go-tos to make it a little bit less standard and a little bit more fun and personalized. I've seen the coolest art done with photographs. If you're an artsy person, I assume that's part of why you're here. Embroidering photos, super cool, some level of mixed media, but I think the embroidery of the photos is so gorgeous. And the photo becomes more than a photo, it becomes an art piece that you made. I love getting art. I love getting art that my friends made. I have an art wall and my friend painted me a picture for my birthday one year, and I still think about that as like one of my favorite gifts. If you're not as artsy, but you want to gift photographs in a unique way, I've been seeing these little mini photo albums, which I think is so cute. It takes up very little space. It's very fun and kitschy while also being sentimental. And I've been seeing them made out of old cigarette boxes, which is cool, but you can also just make them out of, I've seen them made out of seashells. You could just make like a standard little mini photo album. I feel like it's something you can keep in your bag. I've been wanting to do this for Sidetrack Vintage, and I've been researching a ton about it, and I learned that you can fully just make your own magazine. You can just make your own magazine. Anybody can make their own magazine. I personally saw it done on Canva, but you can fully just make your own magazine, and how special would that be? I think that's such a cute gift for like a best friend, a sister, a significant other. That works for so many people. If you're somebody that's really good at graphic design or you dreamed of being a magazine editor, such a fun gift idea. I recently saw a girl on TikTok do her life in magazines, and she just takes all the photos that she collects over the year or over, I think even just a couple weeks, and she'll put them into a magazine, and then she has the magazine forever. So that's really fun, and I think you could do it for a relationship of any kind. I also had the idea, I used to make these when I was younger, crosswords, word searches, like I used to make my own, and there were websites that you could generate your own puzzles. I think it would be really fun to design your own puzzle around your relationship. So the answers being keys or clues to things that you've either done together, inside jokes you have. Beaded flowers and beaded potted plants. So cute, so fun. Obviously very personalizable. I think a beaded potted plant for your plant friends. Some really beautiful like beaded lilies. I've seen those and they're so gorgeous. Thrifted lockets. Underrated Valentine's Day gift. They are so sweet and cute. There's no world where anyone's gonna receive a locket from their partner, from their best friend, and not be touched. You can find lockets anywhere. I find them all the time at the thrift store. Estate sales are a great place to find them. It doesn't have to be a locket necklace either. They make locket keychains. You can turn a locket necklace into a locket keychain. Like I think actually the one that I gifted my friend, she was moving away from Ohio and I put a picture of Ohio. It can be done so many ways, and I think it is an underrated, very romantic gift. Handmade personalized stamps. I've seen stamp kits. You could also really DIY them with just like an eraser. All you'll need to get is a carving tool. And I don't know what it is about stamps, but they remind me of Valentine's Day. I think there are a lot of things that could be paired with too. The photo album, like some type of stationery, the journal, I think it would pair really nicely with. Moving on to the last couple gifts. I saved the expensive ones for last. For those that are looking for maybe a little pricier, bigger gifts, quote unquote, couldn't make this video without mentioning this flower ashtray. I have wanted this so badly. I think it is the cutest decor piece, and the fact that it doubles as an ashtray is just like a fun fact. It on its own is so gorgeous. They're all over eBay. I do believe they're hundreds of dollars. Super cute if someone in your life smokes. I just think it is such a cute gift. As far as like vintage smoking stuff, there's so many different things that you could get. Last but not least, kind of an easy last minute gift even, a nice glassware set. Whoever you're gifting to, if they like wine glass set, if they like martinis, like a martini glass set. Vintage glassware is so cute. Obviously on eBay, the world is your oyster. There are so many different options, and I think that obviously paired with the drink of choice. I'm allergic to alcohol. I don't drink at all, but I still would love to get like a glassware set like this and maybe like a non-alcoholic wine or drink of some kind. I think is really fun. That and flowers, and you've got a gift. That is my complete Valentine's Day gift guide list for really anyone in your life. If you want more ideas ideas like these, be sure to check out my Christmas gift guide. There are definitely a lot in that video that would perfectly transfer to Valentine's Day as well, or any holiday. But with that being said, birthdays are year round, so feel free to save this video. If you would like these gifts for yourself, be sure to share the video with your partner, with your friends. Subtle hint. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope y'all enjoyed. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to y'all next week. Bye guys.